Hello Internet, and welcome back to my series of film reviews. It hasn't been that long since I took a look at Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but today we're going to look at the Disney Plus original movie Disenchanted. Disenchanted is a sequel to 2007's Enchanted, one of my favorite movies from when I was just starting middle school. I was only 12 years old when Enchanted first came out. That movie followed a hand-drawn animated princess named Giselle, played by Amy Adams, way before she took on the role of Lois Lane in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. An evil queen pushes her into a magical well that takes her to a live-action world where she ends up in New York City, where she meets a down-on-his-luck man named Robert, played by Patrick Dempsey, and his daughter Morgan. They take her in and she makes their world a whole lot more magical. The supporting cast consists of James Marsden as Prince Edward. Yes, my fellow Sonic the Hedgehog fans, the Sheriff of Green Hills, Montana himself. I knew James Marsden long before he played Donut Lord in the Sonic the Hedgehog movies in movies like X-Men, Superman Returns, Hairspray, and Enchanted. And when I heard that he was going to be cast in the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie alongside Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz, I got very excited because James Marsden was one of my favorite actors from back in the day, and he still is. Enchanted also stars Susan Sarandon as Queen Nerissa, who's basically paying homage to the classic Disney villains of Maleficent and the evil queen from Snow White, and Timothy Spall as Nathaniel. Harry Potter fans may know him as Peter Pettigrew, also known as Wormtail. And we also have Idina Menzel as Nancy. This was way before Idina Menzel took the role by storm when she played Elsa in Frozen and Frozen 2, not to mention Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm far behind on the Kingdom Hearts games. I'm only on Dream Drop distance. And I have a little ways to go before I'm ready to play Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the point where Disney is slowly transitioning to 3D animation outside of Pixar. After movies such as Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons, it was nice to see them briefly go back to hand-drawn animation in a mostly live-action movie. We don't get to see a fully hand-drawn animated film from Disney until The Princess and the Frog and 2011's Winnie the Pooh. Now, I never actually saw 2011's Winnie the Pooh, and I kinda want to check it out on Disney Plus one day. But after that, every single Disney animated film we got since then, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootopia, Moana, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Frozen 2, Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto and Strange World, is all 3D animated. Like most people out there, I miss seeing 2D hand-drawn animated movies. We briefly got a return to 2D animation during the animated sequence from Mary Poppins Returns, but other than that, we didn't really see a whole lot of 2D animation from Disney since. Disenchanted was released on November 18, 2022 as a Disney Plus original film. 10 years after Giselle decides to stay in the live-action New York for her happily ever after, and after Prince Edward and Nancy get married in the animated world of Andalasia, Giselle and her family move out of New York into the quiet town of Monroeville. The community of Monroeville is overseen by Malvina Monroe, played by Maya Rudolph, who has malicious plans for Giselle and her family. Giselle then uses a magic wand to wish that their lives were a perfect fairy tale, but the spell backfires and everything goes out of control. Gee, doesn't that sound familiar? It seems that this is not the only Disney Plus original to show off a spell gone entirely wrong, with Monroeville and Westview facing a similar predicament. So now it's up to Giselle to save not only her family, but also Andalasia before the clock strikes midnight. It's always midnight, isn't it? And it appears that she turns into an evil stepmother herself. But I think that's enough introductions for now. Let's dive right into what I thought of Disenchanted. Overall, Disenchanted was yet another fun Disney Plus original film. But was it as good as its predecessor? In all honesty, no, not really. But I still had a fun time watching it. I loved all the new songs and the new setting. In fact, one could say that the town that this movie took place in bears a strong resemblance to the town of Storybrooke in Once Upon a Time. I've only really seen 8 episodes of Once Upon a Time, and I would describe it as a fairy tale fused with the modern world. Disenchanted is the same way. Not only did this movie borrow elements from Once Upon a Time, but also WandaVision as well, seeing that a wish made by our protagonist goes horribly wrong and the entire town is brainwashed into living in a fairy tale fantasy. Except that Giselle and Wanda Maximoff are not the same. Wanda turned into a straight-up villain, and she did it on purpose, all because of the trauma she went through prior to WandaVision. And then, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and wants to kill America Chavez, just so she can see her 2 boys in another universe. In Disenchanted, all Giselle wanted was a perfect life for Morgan, but a wish made with the Andalasian wishing wand went horribly wrong where she turned into an evil stepmother. The main difference between Giselle and Wanda is that one was cursed, and one was completely fucked up in the head because of the trauma she went through with losing her family, her brother, and even Vision. Plus, the ending kinda reminded me of Spider-Man No Way Home in a way, seeing that there's another way to fix the spell that went wrong. I won't go any further than that. You'll just have to check it out while you're waiting for the Season 1 finale of Andor. I'm giving Disenchanted a 6 out of 10. Like I said, not as good as its predecessor. The first Enchanted had a very unique premise, bringing an animated princess into a live-action New York. But here, they just went the route of Once Upon a Time meets WandaVision meets Spider-Man No Way Home. But I do love how they brought back hand-drawn animation, albeit for a streaming movie. This is why I'm going to be doing reviews for both theatrical and streaming movies, because either way you watch it, cinema is cinema. If an Apple TV Plus movie can win Best Picture at the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock show, then that's still considered cinema. Either way it's released, a movie is a movie, and I'm always looking forward to reviewing either or. Disenchanted is a fun movie you can enjoy with your family, but I still favor the first one more, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned next month for my next film review on Avatar: The Way of Water, as well as all my other exciting projects and videos I have planned for the rest of the year and beyond. But that's all from me now. Goodbye!